Tom turned, and sure enough, there was a lynx not more than 30 feet away, crouched at the side of the road, watching them. "God," Simon said in an undertone. "Look at him." "You don't see many of those," Tom said. He was absurdly pleased, as if he himself had arranged for the big cat to appear. "They're night hunters mostly. Consider yourself honored." "I do." The lynx watched them for a moment, tufted ears angled warily. Then it turned and was instantly gone. The three of them stood, peering into the woods, trying to make out the shape of the animal in the shadows, but it had vanished. They got back into the car and carried on, the car jolting over the uneven ground, the woods closing in behind them. Finally, they rounded a curve, and up ahead, the road abruptly came to an end. Nothing in front of them but forest. "That looks kind of final," Simon said. "What do we do now?" "We get out. We're there." Tom edged the car up until its fender was almost touching the sign that stood between the road and the nearest trees, and switched off the engine. "What's the sign say?" Simon asked, leaning forward, trying to read it. "You need to see it," Tom said. "It's great." He opened the door and got out. It was an ordinary road sign, black and white, enameled metal, bolted to a stake that had been hammered into the ground. There were scabs of rust breaking through the paint, and it was covered in dust and mud, but when Tom wiped the surface with his sleeve, you could still make out the words. Simon came around the car to join him. "Road ends," he read aloud, and gave a whoop of laughter. "Did they think you might not notice? Did someone put it there as a joke?" "I don't think the Department of Highways is known for its sense of humor," Tom said. "The ravine's right here. I guess they wanted to warn people." There was a sound behind them, and he glanced over his shoulder. Robert was getting out of the car. "The ravine's here," Simon said. "Where exactly?" "Just there, through the trees. The bushes hide it, so be careful. In fact, maybe I'll go first." He picked his way through the trees and undergrowth, going slowly, because it was possible that there had been some erosion since the last time he'd been there, and he didn't want to walk out on an overhang by mistake. Suddenly the ground ahead disappeared, just fell away, a sheer drop of 200 feet to the river below. Instinctively he stuck out his arm to stop the others. "Christ!" Simon said, hastily stepping back. Robert joined them, and the three of them stood looking down. The ravine was narrow, not more than 30 feet across, and the rock face on the other side glistened gray and green in the rising spray from the river below. As it rose into the air, the spray caught the sun, and a rainbow arced up and across the gorge, fantastical and unreal. From somewhere in the background, somewhere unseen, there came a sound like rumbling thunder. "I'm getting soaked," Simon said, wiping his face with his sleeve. "Where's all the spray coming from?" "There's a waterfall just around to the left. A big one. That's the sound you hear, the thunder. If you go down to the bottom, you can get right around behind it. There's a cave. I'll show you." "We're going down there? You kidding?" "There's a path. It's steep, but it's okay." He glanced around. "You coming, Rob?" He and Rob had been down to the falls countless times when they were kids. It had been one of their favorite hikes. They'd cycle as far as they could up the road, and then abandon their bikes and go the rest of the way on foot. They'd kidded themselves that no one else knew the cave was there, though of course all kinds of people did. The road had been put in by a hydro company, who'd thought it was a good place to build a dam. But in the end, they'd found somewhere better and moved on, leaving the road to be absorbed back into the woods. Robert nodded. "Sure." "Good," Tom said. "Let's go." The old path, when he found it, was overgrown, but still passable. For the first 100 yards, it ran parallel to the edge of the cliff, then started to descend down a gully carved by millennia of rainwater and spray, rapidly becoming steep.